What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're going to be previewing round 13, Port Adelaide versus Richmond at the MCG this Thursday night. It's going to be an absolute cracking game of footy. Two teams vying for a top 8 spot. Richmond just coming off the bye, as well as Port Adelaide. So two fresh teams going into the second half of the year for a tilt at a top 8 position. It's going to be a fiery clash. Some big ins for both teams. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what this game brings to the occasion. Thursday night footy is back as well, so I'm keen to see that too. So let's preview round 13. Right, as you can see, not in the greatest condition at the moment. Unfortunately, for myself personally, a broken collarbone with footy just on the weekend. So a little bit of pain. So if you think I'm wandering off a little bit, that's probably just the painkillers, but that's absolutely fine. We're still here to preview the big clash, and I'm looking forward to it massively. It's going to be it's a game that I think will define Port Adelaide's season, and there's been games like this over the years where we've come up for it, gotten to the occasion, brought the height, brought the fight, brought the intensity, and still lost the game. And I think this could be one of those games as well. But with Richmond being in a probably a bit more of a solid position than Port, we're only 2 games outside the 8. But games like these is where Port Adelaide have to make up the numbers, have to make up the points. And the next month ahead for Port's absolutely crucial. Richmond, Sydney, Gold Coast, and then Fremantle as the next month is going to be just the toughest month of football. This will define Port Adelaide this season. And look, with the rumours circulating at the moment of Ken Hinkley possibly going to GWS, a lot of fans are happy about that. I know change is going to come. That's definitely inevitable. But what I'm not happy about is these rumours happening while we're still in a position where we can make the 8. It's just my process of thinking. People will think differently. Just think, let's just bottom out, get rid of the coach, and we'll just tilt at it again. We've got to give the players confidence. And that ability of winning games of football is going to give them the utmost of confidence that, if we miss the 8 or if we make the 8 and don't do much damage, they're still going to have that confidence going into next year. I would have thought a prelim loss, 2 prelim losses in a row, would have given the players much momentum and much motivation for the season. Hasn't occurred, and unfortunately, a 0-5 start. You win 5 out of the next 6. You're going 5-6 into a bye. You've beaten the teams you probably should have. St Kilda, probably your biggest scalp in Cairns. The Western Bulldogs as well, who are a little bit nowhere too. To come up against a side like Richmond, who have improved from last year, they're still not quite as Richmond as we know they can be. They still got a Dustin Martin getting back into form. They don't have a Tom Lynch, but they've got Jack Riewoldt down there, and they're fiery midfield. Graham's been in good touch, but they're going to get back Lambert. They're going to get back Bolter as well, I think. Port Adelaide have obviously brought in Charlie Dixon for the Essendon game, and he's looking okay. And they're going to have pretty much a full tilt squad to select from, barring a couple of players. And you look at the form of some players at the moment, and then you question whether or not they're going to be keeping their spot on the side. And some sample for performances have really proven that. Does Dersma come back in? I know Chris Davies gave him a little bit of a fire up. Bergman and Dersma, and it's the type of thing that maybe this galvanises the group a little bit and just says, hey, let's click into gear. Let's have a tilt. Let's have an opportunity. And what a better opportunity than Thursday night footy, bringing it back against Richmond at the G. We don't get to play at the G often, and put us in a position where we're going to be capable of at least putting some pressure on some sides in the top 8. Because if we're putting the pressure on, the pressure comes on them to perform. And if they don't perform, they slip, they lose. And I'm saying the inevitable, but there's an opportunity for us to make the 8. I've always believed in anything can happen. And anything can happen with Port Adelaide. We've seen the lows, we've seen the highs, we've seen the unthinkables. And I just think it's going to be one of those things where if this season crumbles in the next 4 weeks, then all hell can break loose. I think it can get bad. That's the picture at the moment. It can get bad. And I know a quality opposition like Richmond, they can smell that. They can smell the blood when they get an opportunity. And look, they're gettable. You know, they played really well against Sydney for a half and then got overrun. And we know Sydney have just gone and beaten the reigning premiers in the D. So Richmond can match it with the best, and they have a very good quality side. But on their off days, you know, you can get them. Hawthorn pushed them, and you know, they've lost games they probably should have won. And it's just one of those things where you look at it and go, coming off a bye, Port Adelaide needed the bye. I think they put all that energy into 5 out of 6 wins going into that, and you just sense that maybe this is an opportunity. Maybe this is something that Port Adelaide come in and go, right, this is a massive opportunity. This is a massive task. But if you're willing to put your career, stamp something on your career more so, then this is the opportunity. This is the game. This is Richmond at the G. This is something you dream of playing. Just a minor round game. You want to play Richmond at the G. And we haven't played them there since 2019, I think. And look, that's something you probably want to address. You know, the crop in 2019 put on a fight but didn't really do much. I think we lost by 38 points, and we haven't beaten them since round 16. Round 6, 2016 is what I meant to say. See, it's the injury. That's the last time we bet Richmond at the G, and we haven't got a great record against them recently. So we've picked them a couple of times. It's just going to come down to a matter of our big name players performing. Robbie Gray, Travis Boak, and I know they're the old folklore. And Sam Hayes up against Nankervis is going to be a crucial matchup. Who takes Charlie Dixon down back? You know, is it going to be one of the youngsters Richmond have, or is it Grimes? You know, it's a lot to play out. And if they bring in Bolton, then Bolton's on Richmond, on Dixon, and you know, you switch it down to the other end, Cleary and Jonas and Aliir. You know, Aliir's going to have a crucial part because he doesn't have a set matchup for this one, which is probably a better thing for him. And then in the midfield, you know, Ollie Wines, does he find his touch? The younger brigade, Carl Amon, Dersma, Rosie Butters. You know, it's countless amounts of names that I can keep listing to say they can have their patches, but are they going to stand out in these games? And it's all to play for the biggest stage on Thursday night footy now at the G against Richmond. And I'll keep saying it because that's crucial. I'll stop rambling because you know, it's not making a lot of sense. Essentially, it's just Port Adelaide need to win. Simple as that. 5 and 7 is horrible. If you think about it, because you go from 5 and 7, you can very easily go 5 and 8. We can beat the Gold Coast, and then you go 6 and 9 probably after the next month, and you don't want that. Don't want to be in that position. You know, it's something that I think we need to address quickly. And if we get the win against Richmond, that's addressing one aspect of it. So I'm tipping Port. I'm going to tip us by 16 points. I think there's, you know, we've got the crop, we've got the team, and I think the spirit within, the refreshed bodies and minds, all are more crucial to Port Adelaide winning this one at the G. Just quickly, Thursday night footy should be a permanent fixture. I've sort of grown to liken it being, you know, here, there, everywhere in a season, but now I'm thinking Thursday nights you come off the track at training, or you just finished work, you come home, there's one day to go in the week, and you know Friday night footy's around the corner. But Thursday night footy's there to give you something, give you a taste of what the weekend is. So I think Thursday night footy should be a permanent fixture. Because I just think the way we can manipulate it is having the biggest games on the Friday night. But the Thursday nights are there just to give you a taste of the weekend. Maybe schedule them as a blockbuster game out of nowhere. Just a floating fixture on a Thursday night. Whatever fixture next week suits best. Hey, you're playing Thursday night. Obviously, it's got to be suited for 6-day, 7-day breaks or whatever for certain teams. But, you know, just an idea. But anyway, thanks for listening to my review, preview or ramble, or whatever I want to call it. I'm doing fine, so no need to ask about the shoulder. It's all good. We'll be recovering pretty quickly, so hopefully that'll come and Port Adelaide can get the win too. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide and AFL content. We're pushing for 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season. We're about 300 away, so or probably 400, I should say. But yeah, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and I look forward to seeing you for the review after the game against the Tigers. My name's Anthony, and as always, come the pair.